IVM.
चांस पे डांस पार्ट 4. स्टार्टिंग लाइन, कुछ लोग कुत्ते होते हैं. स्टार्टिंग लाइन सजेस्टेड बाय आरिफ सैयद. कुछ लोग कुत्ते होते हैं. His name was Vindhya, and somewhere in the future he was laughing, cracking up because he'd done it again. Pulled off another of his dirty pranks on bechara unsuspecting bakras from our time. Vindhya was a scientist. Difference यही था कि he had no interest in creating things to make the world better. He didn't care two hoots about the world. His only interest was in kida. About a year ago, he'd figured a way of establishing connection with people 20 years before his time. तभी से शुरू हुआ था उसके कमीनेपंती का किस्सा. Sometimes, like in Varun's case, he'd connect to their phone or computer and show them a jhalki of the future. Sometimes he'd send them a mail with headlines. And kabhi-kabhi, he'd even call and pretend to be the voice of time. वो इतनी कुत्ती कमीनी चीज था कि he would actually start by saying, मैं समय बोल रहा हूं. But the prank itself was always the same. Get the victim excited, thinking they had access to knowledge of the future. Give them enough time to build their Hawaii kile, and then pull the plug. Crash their phone or computer, wiping out every last trace of the news he'd shared. Leaving them with nothing. Except the ruins of their dreams. मीरा और वरुण का भी यही हाल था. पर आज से पहले हर बार कहानी का यही एंड हुआ था. Vindhya had got his cheap thrills and the victims had gotten bajad. पर वो कहते हैं ना, हर कुत्ते की शामत आती है. I know that's not the actual kahavat, but it's true. Be it a dictator or a criminal or just a general blot on humanity, ultimately सबकी लगती है. Today was Vindhya's turn. Two things brought about his downfall. One, he'd extended the game way longer than he normally would. Like any prankster, he couldn't resist watching what his bakras went through. So he'd activate the camera and mic on their devices so that he could see and watch what was going on. When he'd seen the fracas between Meera and Varun, and then heard the plan of becoming future Baba, he couldn't resist fully chadawing them up the chene ke jhaad before bringing them crashing down. But that meant keeping up the connection between his time and the past for hours. Something he had never done before. Which was long enough for the science police to realize some gochi-pochi was going on. The second issue was that he hadn't realized what a compulsive gambler Varun was. जब हमारे हीरो को लगा कि all their dreams of becoming करोड़पति, अरबपति, etc. had मिट्टी में मिलाउड, he took an extreme step. He called up his bookie and placed one last bet. 1 करोड़ का bet. आपको लग रहा है कि बुकी इतना बड़ा bet लेगा क्यों? After all, Varun had only won 10 lakhs and आज तक के उसके सारे bets were in thousands. पर मीरा को क्यों भूल रहे हो बॉस? As a hacker, she had the potential to siphon off large sums of money. She'd never done it till now because she knew she wouldn't be able to get away with it. जिसका पैसा था, they would call the bank and no matter how artful her chori, they would track her down. But not if the money was taken out and returned so quickly that nobody was the wiser. Meera transferred the money into Varun's account just long enough for him to prove the existence of the paisa to the bookie. Then she sent it right back, wiping out all evidence of this transaction. The bookie let Varun place his bet. And जैसे आप अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं, Varun won big. इतनी बड़ी जीत के बाद no way would he ever be able to bet again. But boss, अब वो करोड़पति बन चुका था. उसके पास गैम्बल करने के रास्ते अनलिमिटेड थे. मीरा की भी लाइफ बन गई. Varun gave her half the जीता हुआ पैसा. She would never need to hack for money again. लफड़ा ये था that the science police, who were suddenly chokkanna, registered a huge change in the timeline of 2018. Suddenly, two people's entire future had changed. And not just that, Let's not forget the predictions Varun and Meera had already shared. All around the country, people were placing bets based on future Baba's predictions and winning big. तो अब जब साइंस पुलिस ने मॉनिटरिंग करना शुरू किया, they discovered uthal-puthal in thousands of people's futures. Which meant grounds for a full-on investigations. Wherein they discovered that somebody had set up a link between their time and 20 साल पहले. और जब उन्होंने इसकी जांच करी, जाल में फंसा Vindhya. He protested that it was just a joke. He wasn't trying to mess with the past. The science police didn't find it funny and locked him up for 20 years. बकरा बनाने चला था, खुद हलाल हो गया। सिर्फ एक सवाल बचता है। Those amongst you who are always on the lookout for a love angle, शायद सोच रहे हो, did Meera and Varun get together? Or did they just take their half of the winnings and go अपने अपने रास्ते? Tell you what, ये फैसला मैं आप पे छोड़ता हूं। आप बोले हां तो हां, वरना अलविदा। If you'd like to send me a word or a phrase to start any of the parts of my stories, send it to me at anand@planetcroctails.com. ANAND@PLANETCROCTALES.com. See you.
As you can see, we have a podcast listener in his natural habitat. Billions of years of evolution have led him to this point. He's on his way to work, and listening to podcasts makes his miserable day better. He will now head to work and use all his knowledge to communicate with other colleagues and possibly future mates. You can find more of his species on ivmpodcasts.com, your one-stop destination where you can check out all the coolest Indian podcasts. Happy listening.